generous act of courtesy you do when you're more than satisfied with the service you were providing. And you give them a little extra money. Usually you give these to your servers at restaurants, your barber, and strippers, just as a way of telling them you're doing it.
I'm not gonna lie, I never tip my barber. And if he's watching this, the only time I'll tip my barber is if I'm late. So every minute that I'm late, I think I do like I don't do $5. I think every minute I'm late is $1. So if I'm late like 10 minutes, I give him an extra $10 on top of that. But other than that, I don't be tipping my barber.
Go get yourself a nice pair of undies. And this overall thing is practiced all around the world. It's not exactly a foreign concept for anybody. Tipping is a normal thing, but no place on earth lets it give out the tip more than the US of A.
Fact.
We go X Games mode with the tipping over here, because we be giving everybody tips. We tip our delivery drivers, taxis, bellhops, housekeepers.
I do not tip my delivery, unless it's like DoorDash. The only tip that I give DoorDash is like $2 maximum. No, $3 max. I'm not giving you a $5 tip to go pick up my food. I'm already getting ripped off by DoorDash because they're upcharging the food. So my $12 plate that if I would have went in became a $15 plate. Then with all the taxes and fees and all the extra stuff, now it's a $32 plate. So that, and then you want me to tip you on top of that? Nah, tripping.
House movers, bartenders. If you're an in-person service, then most likely you accept tips. Even my homie's last job at the gas station where he just pumped people's gas, he got over $100 in tips in one day.
Dang.
I didn't even know people tip for that. We love to tip everybody except the homeless. But has it gone too far?
Now, I be tipping the homeless, but I don't tip them. What I usually do is if I see one of them, I'll just like, oh, do you need something? If I'm going into a store, whatever store it is, gas station, Target, it don't matter. I'll ask them, like, or even like a food place. I just ask them, like, do you need something? If they say yes, then I'll get them whatever they want. Like, they can get whatever they want. And if they say no, then I'm just like, are you sure? And if they say yeah, and then I'm like, okay.
Go off real quick, but I've been seeing tipping options where I've never seen them before, like counter services, cashiers. I've never heard of tipping cashiers, but those blue blocks on the iPad beg to differ. One time I went to a concert.
No, I've never
seen
that.
Merch booth. I got a hoodie, bro handed me the hoodie, then turned around his iPad for a tip. Now I know these people don't get paid too well, but what in that interaction concurred a tip? Did he slip me $100 bill in a hoodie that I didn't see? I don't think so. So nah, I don't think I'm gonna tip. But
you see, like basic things, I'm not tipping you. And I'll give a story on this bad service that I got. I was in San Diego. It was me, Nate, Aiden, and SD and Alex, and we went to this breakfast place, right? And they set us in like this little corner. Mind you, like I'm 6'5" plus. Like I cannot be sitting in those small corners for real. So we sit down in the corner, and the guy, our server, he comes out, but I think it took him like a minute or something. And I ain't gonna lie, I hate to say it, but he looked raggedy. Like he looked like he just rolled out of bed. He looked like Jack Black. So, he's doing our orders, blah, 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 blah. Then he like drops his glasses and his glasses just breaks. So, we're kind of helping him look for the lens or whatever. But I don't know, he was just giving us like really bad service. So then a girl, she came and she was more like energetic. Like, I don't know, she looked more kept, like, clean. And if he was going through something, I'm sorry for him for that part, but I just wasn't going to tip him. So, we get our food. I got a breakfast burrito. That was the weakest breakfast burrito I've ever had in my entire life. But that Moscow Mule was okay. I can't lie, that Moscow Mule was okay. But either way, so, we pay the bill. We give him $5, right? Because when I tell you, like, it was just, his customer service was just so bad compared to the girls. So we give him the $5, and you could see, like, because we were sitting outside, and the entrance was like this way. So he comes, so we're sitting right here. So he goes right here, and the entrance is right here. And I can see him look at the thing, and it only says $5, and he was so upset. But it's like, you didn't give us good service, so I'm not gonna tip you higher than what I think you should get. $5 is literally the minimum. If you get $5 from me, just know you did a horrible job. The only place that can kind of be rude to me is a pub. My bad, y'all. If the audio or some of the video cut out, my phone ran out of storage. So we're just gonna pick up where we left off.
tonight. I should know. I used to be a waiter. I was a waiter for weddings and other events in my late senior year, and my wage was decent, 15 an hour, and for a high school student, that's pretty good.
You know,
Plus,
15 hours is some money.
Weekends, man, this job was gonna be a breeze. But that was only because I was a kid. I ain't need that much in the first place. All I thought is, if I can afford food, so. But to spoil the fun.
Yeah, I think my first job, I was making 15 an hour too. And all I needed was to be able, like you said, be able to afford food, put the gas in the car, and what was I doing with that money? I know it was food, gas, and I think I was buying clothes, like, you know, just typical teenager stuff.
Most of the time, I did not get any tips or very little tips. And 95% of my gigs was at weddings, so the food was already paid for. I was giving these niggas free food, and I got nothing. And I was always all nice and shit. I was never mean. I was all like, hello, hot diggity day, what would you lovely people like to have? I thought I was doing a good job. I even shaved off my hair to be more presentable, which is something I still regret to this day. Don't cut the hair you love for no jobs.
No, for real. Do not cut your hair for any job. Like, ever. Don't ever do that. Ever, 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 ever. Unless you want to. I remember I had long hair, or my hair was long. You guys seen it. And I cut my hair off because I was working at the bank, but I was already contemplating about doing it. And do I regret it? No. I'm actually happy that I cut my hair off just because I want to see what I look like with waves. I haven't had waves since I was a kid. Like, I've always had a big fro. So, but if you think that cutting your hair will make you look presentable, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You should cut your hair because you want to cut your hair. Do not do it because you think, oh, this will help me look presentable. You look presentable as long as you have a haircut, in my opinion. If you have a haircut, whether your hair is wild or not, it's still hair at the end of the day, and that's how you want to express yourself. That's how you want to express yourself, but get a haircut, though.
That's a little like this. You might get no job with that. I did get tips
That's
sometimes. The biggest tip I've ever gotten was $40 from a table of old white women and a gay dude. And from then on, they became my target audience. I'd always pick the table with the gay niggas, because I know they'd give me the biggest tip. And
hey,
about small
yo,
tips
what?
sound like a trivial problem, but I'm talking about like in the grand scheme of things of this kind of job. Like if I was an adult with this job paying bills, taxes, rent, all that, I could not live like this. I know this because I had coworkers in their late 20s, 30s, 40s who said they couldn't take care of themselves with this wage.
Dang.
That's why they sold drugs on the side. That's why we should hold these businesses accountable to have higher wages for their employees so they don't have to rely on tips anymore. We must rock.
You know, I just seen something last night, and it said just because the minimum wage goes up, you're still making the minimum wage. You're making the minimum amount of money that they can give you, that they legally can give you. And it's cool when you're younger, but as you get older and you're still working minimum wage, it doesn't suffice you. At least for me, it doesn't. Like, I feel like I need to make more money than I made at a job. Unless I'm just down bad on my luck and I cannot get a job, then it's kind of just like survival mode. Like, just don't take any job, but make sure that you have a source of income coming in. But yeah, minimum wage is insane.
Against this corrupt business practice. Who's with me? Hey, you're just saying this because you just don't want to pay tips no more. Well, duh. I don't like tipping. Who does? Who wants to pay more of their own money when they don't have to? I'm not a misogynist, a masochist. Wrong word. I am the other one. I'm not saying I don't tip. I do. But mainly because I want to at least try to balance out my good deeds with my bad ones when I'm in the pearly gates. I'm not trying to go to hell because I didn't tip my IHOP waitress who so happened to be battling cancer and diabetes that one time.
Damn.
I'm trying to get to heaven. But if
struggling.
I get zero, darns, dangs, or I would almost never tip. I would look at the bill, then pay the bill, then end it there. I would only tip if I received outstanding service, because, you know, most services nowadays are just average, you know, regular stuff. Nothing to point out, but you still supposed to tip.
Man,
in a perfect world, I would only tip if the person is enthusiastically nice. Fast service, give me a back massage, and also pay for my food. Then I would tip. I can understand tipping delivery drivers because they also need the money to pay for their gas, but that can go with the higher wage argument that I said earlier. And if they show up mad late, then I don't have to tip them. We should bring back the 30 minutes or less or the food is free rule. I'd start ordering food from Russia on purpose. Save myself a stack. And like I said earlier, I know these people need these tips to survive. I know they have mouths to feed. I know. I feel you. But in the back of my mind, I know I have mouths to feed.
Oh my
too.
gosh, I haven't seen that commercial in years. That just unlocked a memory. I kid you not. If you guys were born within this commercial, oh my, they used to play this all the time. I forgot about this commercial. My bad, y'all. That's crazy.
And tipping is slowly taking that away from me. Now I'm gonna starve. And remember earlier when I said tipping is not a foreign concept? Well, apparently it is to most countries. Every time I look in the comment section for a post regarding tipping, 90% of the comments will be from foreigners saying, well, over here in Timbuktu, Jumanji land, we never even heard of tipping. I didn't even know Jumanji was a real place, but it sounds like heaven if they don't tip. And it makes me think the people of the U.S. here are purposely fucking me with this tipping shit. It's to be expected
No, they are. Like, the U.S. is literally just, when you just look at the U.S. as a whole, it's a business. It's run by businessmen and businesswomen. That's literally just what the U.S. is. The U.S., you're just supposed to come here, make as much money as you can, and leave to a different country because most countries are better than the U.S. The U.S. is literally, you just come here for opportunity, and once you get that opportunity, have enough money, you work your butt off, then you go back to wherever you, I don't want to say wherever you came from, but you go back to wherever you're from, I should say. And if you are from here, you're supposed to have that same mindset, but we don't have that mindset. They give us the mindset of work to achieve what you want, which is true. But if you work, and go somewhere else, you're going to live lavishly. You don't need $1 million to survive. I know plenty of people who, I'm not even a millionaire. I don't think my mom's a millionaire. And we're doing just fine. Like, just fine.
20 to 25% of the bill here. You have a better chance pulling a gun on me and robbing me because that's the only way you're gonna get that much money out of me. And I've been seeing news reports about how there's a spread of self-checkout machines with tipping options. Who the hell am I tipping?
No, for real.
Mr. and Mrs. Walmart themselves? Why they need my money? Why they need a tip? Any self-checkout tipping machine out there could suck the tip of my beep-beep.
Hey,
That's what you could do. And like I said earlier, I do tip my delivery drivers and waiters. I do. But I hate tipping. I bloody hate it. If I could abolish it, I would.
Dang, why is he crashing out?
However, I know it's the right thing to do. Or at least I was raised to believe if I don't tip my waiters, I'm a which I don't really believe now, but I begrudgingly admit tipping won't kill me. So I still tip. How much I tip? None of your beeswax. And even though I tip most of the time, I'm not gonna tell y'all you should tip. You could do whatever you want with the money you've earned. Like, I could be spending my
if
money.
you're with me and it's a group setting and you don't tip, I'm gonna look at you some way. Especially if they give us good service, I'm gonna look at you some way. Period, point blank, period. When did it start?
Helping the children in Africa and building houses there.
Is that Joe Jonas?
How else am I supposed to pay for my drip? I need money for my clothes, man. Those kids in Africa, they're not gonna pay for me. But yeah, those are my thoughts on tipping. Employees need better pay, so I can stop paying. And in conclusion, element of surprise. It's a great day.
No, comment down below how you guys feel about this video. Do you guys tip? Like I said, I tip. If it's really good service, I'll give you the 20%. If it's really bad service, you're lucky to get $5. And everything that you just do to just negate it and negate it and negate it, and negate it, just goes $1, $1. So if it's already bad, you're already getting $5. And the worse you get, the lower it gets. You might not, I don't think I've never not tipped somebody. Like I said, the lowest you'll get is $5. It could be $100 meal, and if you're giving me bad service, you're getting $5. I can guarantee that, and I'll walk out with a smile on my face because you're tripping. Like I said, I'm very picky, but as long as you're nice, cool, make me laugh. You don't even have to make me laugh. As long as you're just nice and cool and hospitable, you're getting a good tip. But like I said, comment down below if you guys tip. What's the most you tip? What's the least you will tip? And yeah, without further ado, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Road to 500. Peace.